Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris, and I'm going to be using Phoenix and Beau soaps today, a soap that I've had my eye on for quite a while and never got round to buying. However, I picked it up from Connaught Shaving and it is V60. Love the label, sort of retro old school brushed aluminium. It's really nice in terms of scent. Now I've lathered this, I haven't used it yet. Did I use it? I might have used it, I can't remember. The scent on this, so that's what the soap looks like, quite a dark colour. It's very gourmand. Now I believe this is sort of like chocolate, cocoa, coffee, other bits and bobs. Now the scent to this, as soon as I smelled it for the first time, brought back memories straight away of a sweet that I used to eat when I was a kid in Scotland called a Chelsea Whopper. If you don't know what that is, I'm going to pop a photograph right now. Chelsea Whoppers were pretty much like a chewy fudge, sort of toffee fudge, very thin normally, and they were used to buy them in packs of like 10 little straps. You used to tear a strap off and then eat it, and it was coated in cocoa powder, and it was quite, it almost had a coffee sort of scent to it as well. Very dark, rich, creamy, fudgy sort of sweet. It was really nice. They're still available now, they're just not as common now, and I absolutely love them. And the scent on this smells exactly like it for me. There's a bit more coffee to this, but that's what I get, that instant memory of Chelsea Whoppers. So let's get stuck in. Now I don't have a Cadman Beau, which is the Phoenix and Beau sort of white cream pearlescent brush, but I do have a Cadman. Now this is my Mervyn Cadman. I think this is the M60 handle from memory, and I've got a 26mm black and white knot from my garden there. So Tuxedo style, not quite as soft as a Tuxedo, but very similar knot. Cold water shave, zero prep, so this is just shaving straight with what I got. Flick out most of the excess and then straight into the tub. Now Phoenix and Beau are based out of the UK, artisan soap maker. Kerry, who is the main artisan over there, he's a really nice guy, very approachable in terms of if you need to ask any questions or send him a message, he's very quick to respond, and he's very knowledgeable in terms of his soaps and what they offer. Now they are very protective, very easy to lather, very cushiony, great post shave, and his scents, Chelsea Whopper, it's almost like a Chelsea Whopper with a hint of coffee. Really nice. I love gourmand scents. One more dip of water and then we'll be ready to go. So as you can see, now this is extremely overloaded, I know that, but it's the way I like to lather now. I've got that much soap, I would rather just get an incredible lather every time I make a lather. So the brush is loaded, I'm just going to wet my face and neck, take all the excess out of the tub, or as much of it as I can get. Now these are 4-ounce tubs, I believe. Is it 4 ounces? 115 grams, which is 115 grams. I'm not any good at converting stuff. I should know by now the amount of soaps that I've used, what 115 grams is in relation to ounces, but I'm pretty sure it'd be 4 ounces. Definitely getting a little bit more of the coffee now. It does have a sort of, it's almost like a, it's not like a full-on like dairy milk chocolate, it's more like a dark chocolate, like a cocoa powder, cacao, that sort of scent. But it's really nice, slightly sweet, slightly sugary, sort of toffee-ish. And I think that's why I get the Chelsea Whopper scent from it. It does have a slightly darker colour to the lather. It is almost a sort of off-white, a creamy sort of colour. And all I'm doing now is just painting water in. Now, if you've sort of followed me on Facebook, not followed me as such, but if you were ever a member of any groups on Facebook for wet shaving related matters, you know, the UK Wet Shaving Society, Shave the Man, the Shaving Room, all those sort of things, you've probably noticed that I haven't been commenting lately, and that's because I removed myself from all the groups. I've completely removed myself from shaving groups on Facebook, other than TAWS, or short for the Aussie Wet Shaving Enablement, and the Australian sort of buy and sell website page. So that's the only two shaving related groups I'm a member on Facebook anymore. So if you add me onto any or you recommend any to me, I won't be joining them. I'm absolutely sick and tired, and I mean sick and tired, of political threads, guns, and all the other shit that goes on in them. I enjoy wet shaving. Unfortunately, or sadly, you know, for you guys out there that make it a little bit more and want to take it that a little bit further and incorporate other things, I'm just not bothered. I can't be interested in it. I just can't be arsed with all the hassle and the arguing. It's literally like watching grown men act like children and whinge and bicker like old women. I've never seen anything like it, and I'm just over it. So I am still available through Facebook Messenger. I will still accept friend requests. I will still message you back. I will reply to your comments. I will on Facebook and Instagram. I will still be active in that regards. Come on, mate.
Hello, guys.
Just want a bit of fucking peace for a shave, man. So yeah, so if you need to send me a message or you want to just say hello or anything, yeah, by all means, get stuck in. But you won't be able to tag me in posts anymore. I'm not a member obviously, but I am still sort of on all the pages that actually sell things like your Blackland razors and Karve shaving, all those sort of sites on Facebook, just for the updates and anything new that comes out, just so I'm in the loop. I don't want to be left behind. But yeah, so it does sort of limit my scope of who I can reach out to, because Facebook is massive, especially for YouTubers, to get your content on there. This is a really long ladder, sorry about this. But you know me, I like my ladders to be massive. I've got 2 days growth. This shave was actually meant to happen yesterday, but it didn't. So it's happening today. I did receive 2 new soaps in the mail yesterday as well, from Craig over at Face Fat Shaving. Minted lime and iced slice. Both citrus scents, both beautiful. The iced slice is lemon and menthol, and it smells like there's a good amount of menthol in there, but it smells like you've just sliced a lemon open. Now, if you've used a lemon chill from Sterling, that to me smells more like a sort of lemon icing. It doesn't smell like a natural sort of lemon, it smells like it's mixed with sort of like a lemon buttercream. That's what I would sort of describe the Sterling. Look at this ladder, look at that. Incredible. That's a stunning, stunning ladder. Brush is loaded, absolutely caked full of lather, and you can see the density and the gloss in that. I mean, there's not many air bubbles in that, I can assure you. There's a few little sort of surface ones, but other than that, it's very, very dense. I've lost my chain of thought now. What the frick was I talking about there? Yeah, so he's iced Ice sliced lemon smells like you've just sliced a lemon open. It's fresh, pure lemon citrus scent with a blast of menthol in the background. I can really smell the menthol, so I'm hoping it's going to be really chilling. So here we go. We've got Phoenix and Beau V60 Gourmand scent. One of Kerry's favourite scents, if not his favourite of his range. And I'm going to be taking the hair down today with the Karve Christopher Bradley razor. Now I know this is the only razor I use for face shaves now. I may jump in the market again for, that's the blade today, the Gillette Super Thin Blade, which I used in my last shave. These are made in Thailand, I believe, and very, very cheap in Thailand. You can buy 120 pack blades for $7 Australian, really cheap, but you can't get it for that price online. Right, so here we go. I am, like I say, I'm very intrigued by the Blackland Vector. If you don't know what that is, look how dense that lather is. The Blackland Vector is Blackland's latest razor, which will be released very soon, I believe. And it takes Artist Club blades made by Feather and Kai and the other companies that make them. And it looks absolutely brilliant in my opinion. It's one of the prettiest razors. That I've seen for a long time. Oddly enough, this soap is bringing out the smell of the brass on this razor. So, very strange. Yeah, so it's really, that's quite odd. Now the brass, there have been people said that they can smell the brass when they use this razor. I don't get it generally most of the time, but right now using this soap, the soap seems to, I don't know whether it's a coffee or something, it's really accentuating the scent of the brass, and it's sort of almost taken away from the scent of the soap really. It's affecting the soap scent. It's quite strong. So there's a lot to be said for whether you like brass or not. I'm not a fan of brass, I never have been. I love this razor, I love the look of it, it shaves better than anything I've ever used, but I'm still not a fan and I'll never be sold on brass. So whenever the stainless comes out, this one will still be staying the 10, but it won't get used as much, I don't believe. Now the gentleman that sent me these razor blades now, Dustin, I don't know whether it goes by Dusty, but it's Dustin. He's based over here in Western Australia as well, up near Perth I believe, and he's just come back from Thailand where he purchased a shit ton of these blades at a great price, and I tell you what, they're very, very, very impressive blades. They're sharp, smooth, extremely comfortable. Got a tiny little weeper there, but yeah, I'm really impressed with it. This is the second use on this blade, so we'll take this one out as far as it goes as well. Cold water shaves generally, I'm not 100% sure whether it extends the life of the blade or whether it doesn't, but generally I get a little bit further using cold water shaves for some reason. Let's scoop this on the chin and let's start lathering again. Scent strength on this is around about a 4 I would say. It's not super strong, it's just below medium. Stunning lather, it really is. Thick, protective, glossy, cushiony, slick, can't go wrong. Across the grain. Beautiful. Residual slickness is excellent. Always is with Phoenix and Beau. Same again, scoop the excess there. Now what happens with this is I scoop all the excess on my chin, as you can see. Now when I'm spraying the brush like this, getting some of the soap on, it leaves you that sort of big hollow. What I do then is I use that hollow, scoop the lather into the hollow, and then when you push it on your face it's already in the knot. So as you can see it's in there, and then it allows it to sort of splay out nice and easily without causing an absolute chaotic mess. Now I'm going to just dip the tips. It does not really get much easier or better than that. Now Phoenix and Beau isn't my favourite base, but it's excellent soap. It definitely competes with the best. It's not a million miles away from my favourite bases. One thing that Kerry does sell over at Phoenix and Beau, which I use quite a lot now, which when I first got it I wasn't sold on it, I used it as a post-shave product, but I use it for a lot of their applications now, is post-shave balm, where it comes in like a little round tub. I keep it in my work bag now. I actually use it on my lips when my lips get dry, any dry skin or any soreness or anything, and it works amazingly well. Wow, that's really, really close. Just do round about the lips now, as I usually do. Super slick. I've also been in touch with Kyle over at Brown Man Shaves. I haven't seen him do a video for a while, so I'm assuming he's been busy. I'm not sure whether he's pulled the pin on it again and I missed the video. But he's doing okay. I know he's based in Florida, I know he lives in Florida, and I know they had that storm which wasn't too far away from them. It was on the way, but it didn't impact his life at all. It just sort of coasted on by, thankfully. Nothing like the last one. I'm very, even though I'm not a religious man, but I am blessed to live in a country like Western Australia where, touch wood, I haven't been part of a natural disaster at all since I've been here 11 years. Nothing major has happened whatsoever. We've had the odd little sort of storms and things that have been really bad, hailstones and things like that, but in the grand scheme of things, nothing has happened to us which has impacted us financially or as a family. So we've been very lucky. And for all you guys out there that are in places where you have issues like over east with the droughts and obviously the flooding they had a few years back over east and all the stuff that's happening around the world just now, the world's falling apart. Weather's crazy, you can't pick one day from the next, you don't know whether it's going to rain, whether you're going to have a storm, whether it's going to be dry. Oh, I tell you what, that was a great shave. I have missed cold water shaves and I'm really looking forward to the summer to get stuck back into these cold water shaves. The warmer weather is on the way. We have had a few days of shit weather again where it's just pissed down. I have to say, when it comes to brush knot size, I think I'm definitely around that 24 to 26mm favour. I do enjoy big knots, I think they're great, but I think they're harder to work with, especially natural hair brushes for a start. My 28mm Morris and Fondren, albeit a really nice knot, and it's not shedding anywhere near like it used to, it just sort of holds onto the lather. Very similar to the, well, I know it was a 24, I think it's 26, the Yaki silver tip. It comes in a little blue and white one. I think Kevy Shaves has just used it. Now if you watch Kevy Shaves' video that he's just put out when he used that brush, it made an amazing lather, and it is a great lather making brush. It's really soft, it's extremely dense, but one problem I found with it was when you were painting on the lather afterwards, it just sort of scrapes all the lather off your face and just leaves a thin layer, and the brush is full of lather, it's caked with it. So it's one of those brushes where, as you've seen with this one, when you're painting it on, it just seems to flow through the knot and it just comes onto your face and you're left with a really thick amount of lather on your skin. Is it required? Not really. You don't need that much lather on your skin. I personally just like a really thick, dense lather. But it just shows you that some brushes release it, some brushes don't. Now I find things like synthetics generally will release a lather onto your face a lot easier than a natural hair brush. Natural hair brushes are unique to themselves. You can have 50 brushes from the exact same badger, but they'll all perform ever so slightly different, release lather slightly different depending how the knot was tied, whether they've got more or less hairs. There's so much to take into account. That's why these things, synthetics, in my opinion, are starting to take over. Yes, they're not really eco-friendly, are they? But if that lasts 100 years, then, you know, plastic, you can't win with plastic, you really can't. It's something that can last a very long time. This whole brush here really, essentially, isn't the most eco-friendly thing in the world. But if it lasts 100 years and does the exact same thing for 100 years, then it's more than sort of saved anything else from being wasted or used. So I really, obviously plastic bags and stuff are different, but I'm just talking shaving brush wise. They're not, I don't think they're massively impacting the global footprint of a synthetic brush. Then again, I could be wrong. Right, so this, do you know what, I'm going to finish off with my splash now. Post shave feel, I have to say with this one, it's very nice. It doesn't feel quite as moisturised as some of the soaps that I use. but it is nice. It's got that sort of velvet feel where your skin's lovely and soft and smooth, and it's not got that sticky feeling where the moisturised stickiness that I'm going on about. So I'm going to finish off today with some Maol Grooming Frankenlime. So there we go. And this came all the way from Canada on a boat. Took about 3 months to get here. Sean, the artisan of this stuff, is a top bloke, and this splash, this product is phenomenal. I've got all 4 scents at the moment. I'm not sure whether they'll bring any more out, but to be honest, they cover pretty much all genres. This one's the closest for gourmand scented soap, so that's the only thing. There's nothing sort of gourmand like a coffee or a chocolate scented one, but this one's beautiful. So give it a real good shake. 3 splashes in the hand. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Oh, pretty much no burn there, no sting at all. No, that's scent. Now this is mentholated, this one. And the menthol that Sean puts in this, now I'm not feeling the menthol yet. I can feel it in my eyes. I can feel the vapour sort of flowing upwards towards my eyes. I can feel it. So how this splash works for me is you get initial sort of alcohol burn from it. Then the menthol vapour hits your eyes like it's hanging out. And at the moment I'm not getting any real cooling sensation from the menthol. So while I'm going through everything else, I can feel it start to kick in now. Phoenix and Beau V60. It is a tallow based soap. There are the ingredients right there. If you want to pause that and have a look. It's a sort of dark caramel sort of colour. It does smell great. I have to say it does react to the brass on the razor though, which was surprising. The Cadman brush, I absolutely love this brush, I really do. Mervyn Cadman over in the UK is just an exceptional artist when it comes to making these brushes. His casts, his turning, it's absolutely beautiful, it's flawless, it really is. It did have a 24mm knot in this to begin with. I sent it over to Reyes Restores, who removed the knot without damaging the handle and replaced it with a 26mm black and white Magard knot. My face is freezing cold now, it's amazing. And he did an amazing job changing it out. So if you've got brushes, old brushes, new brushes, vintage, modern, who cares? If you want a new knot in it, send it to Reyes Restores. You can find them on Instagram, just type Reyes Restores, R-E-Y-E-S, Restores, Instagram, and it'll bring up his page. Send him a message. He's a top bloke. He gets back to you so quickly. He's an absolute pleasure to work with and deal with, and and he does great work, you know. And he sells vintage brushes on there as well that he restores, and he's just so good to work with. And he doesn't charge the earth to actually do these things and actually re-knot brushes and stuff for you. He can also offer a service whereby if you want to get a handle or you want to get a natural hair brush, you can have it sent to Reyes. He'll knot the handle for you, stick the knot in there, and they'll then post it worldwide, whereas a lot of artisans won't post natural hair brushes overseas from the States. So it's certainly something to consider, that you can send it to Reyes. He'll sort the knot out for you, pop it in your handle, and away you go. So that's another great point to him as well. So definitely check him out, he's an awesome guy, and he did this one for me. Beautiful brush. Like I say, you can also get the Phoenix and Beau, the Cadman and Beau should I say, synthetic knot, which I think it's about 60 or 70 quid, I think, which is a great price. Believe me, believe you me, it's a great price for a Cadman brush. His brushes are not cheap. You are looking at excess of £100 per brush, around about £120 to £150 per brush if you want to get one. The deal that you're getting with the Cadman Beau brush from Phoenix and Beau is exceptional. It's a great deal. The razor today was the Karve Christopher Bradley razor. Got the C plate on here. This is the original Karve that I purchased from Karve Shaving quite a few months back now, probably 5-6 months ago, and I absolutely love it. It's a 3-inch handle, which is probably my preferred handle length. It is bead blasted, it does have a matte effect to it. Now this one, I dry my razors up every time I use them, and it's patinaed ever so slowly, and by patinaed I mean it is just darkened in colour very slightly. It's not even a massive change if I'm honest. So as long as you keep them clean, once you've shaved them, dry all the water off, microfiber towel, screw it all back together and chuck it back in your cabinet, you'll get a long time before this oxidises and actually patinas, because it's such a high grade quality brass. It's not obviously got a lot of crap in it, and it's just beautifully built, it really is. And the blade today was the Gillette Super Thin as you can see there. On its second use, it was super smooth, super comfortable. I'm really impressed. It feels very much like the vintage Gillette blades that I've been using. These ones are obviously modern, they're very cheap if you get them straight out of Thailand when you're there. If you don't get them in Thailand, you'll still pay around about $40 Australian to get a 120 pack, which really isn't a lot considering how good this blade is. So I'm very impressed with it. It is a very thin blade, you can feel the difference in how thin it is compared to other blades. Also if you try and compare it to a Kai blade, which is a thicker blade. But we shall see what the longevity is like on it. But an excellent quality blade, and thank you very much to Dustin for sending these down to me from Perth. He did send me 2 packs, so I've got 12 blades, so hopefully, I mean, you're looking at sort of 60 shaves, 120 shaves from those 12 blades, believe it or not, because I think I'm going to get 10 plus shaves per blade from them. Good shaves, not crap shaves, good quality shaves. Finished off today with some Maol Grooming Frosted Frankenlime. This is the mentholated version. If you do grab his stuff and you want menthol, and you want the perfect amount of menthol in a splash, this has got it. The Frankenlime one, however, doesn't have a great longevity of scent, but you get that lime in straight away. I can smell it ever so slightly in my hands now, but it's a great scent to use if you're going to put a cologne on afterwards or something else, because it will not affect any other post-shave products that you use from them, scent-wise. And other than that, that was a fantastic shave. I've got my Man United shirt on. Hopefully when we come back from the international break, they carry on from that last 20 minutes against Newcastle and start playing some real high tempo, attacking, pressing football again. I can't see it. I hope that's what happens, but only time will tell, I suppose. And other than that, stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.